Gate 14 podcast. What a weekend content-wise. Avery looks like he is in some sort of cabin. Where the fuck are you, dude?
I'm
Like who goes on a trip to Gaylord, Michigan, bro?
it's kind of just where we're staying. We're not we haven't played golf here. Actually, we did play golf here the first day, but what an unfortunate town named Gaylord, Michigan. But me and like 10 of my buddies here playing nice little golf trip. It's been nice to kind of be away. I thought the Jays were going to get swept, and it was like the best weekend for me to be away, but also the worst weekend for me to be away, for them to play the worst baseball of the season and get ripped around.
And you know
by
the people were blaming you, right?
Yeah, I did see that. My record while in America is bad. I'll say it is bad. It's really bad.
Yep.
If you add Mexico in there too, there's a Red Sox sweep, I believe, as well. So not really good when I'm out of the country. You guys are gonna hate Cincinnati next weekend.
Oh, last time Gate 14 boys went to watch the Jays play an away game, they got no hit. So this is gonna be bad. This could be bad, actually. This has real potential to be a bad Friday, Saturday games, but the vibes are gonna be at an all-time high. How's the trip though, man? What are you guys doing? Are you guys just like
Thursday got here? We went to see the Twins and the Tigers. Luplo, we saw him getting at bat. The Twins were no hit through 6 innings or something. I couldn't believe it. I said, I haven't seen the away team get a hit in this park ever till the 6th inning. They're just cursed whenever I show up to Comerica Park and the away team's playing. But yeah. I got to see my buddy Jordy. That was nice. Me and Ev got to see him, so that was awesome. But no picture because they just lost 3 of 4 to the Tigers, and he said that's not a great look for a guy who's a rookie in the league. So out of respect, just saw him, had a nice little chat again, and then got up here, some golf, just mangled every night, and then just playing from behind the next day, like you read about, playing some good golf courses. My 3 rounds this weekend, 85 the first day, 75 the second day, 80 the third day. Just 3 totally different sports I was playing. And you just kind of get mangled. You get bags of ice, like 10 Miller Lights, and you just get out on the course and get after it. So a lot of fun, man. Fuck. Golf is the best. Once you can't throw a baseball anymore, golf's the next best thing.
Yeah, exactly. And speaking about golf, let's invite the third mic here. A good friend of mine will be joining because he got to experience the weekend with me, and we can break down the story of the weekend that we got to endure. Michael Alto is coming at us live from Spadina. First ever time on the Gate 14 podcast. If you don't know him, it's Michael Alto, one of my best friends.
Cheers,
the guy that lets me get after it with him. We're going to break it down. I wanted to break down the Friday story first. I'll keep it short for the people. So as I mentioned, it was Curtis's birthday, our guy. And the only way you get into Paris, Texas, Avery, is you have to have a booth and bottles, like, or you show up at like 8:00,
or you're a woman.
Or you're a hot girl. So we had a booth. We had 12 guys, no girls, just 12 guys. We're like, how are we gonna get in? So he's drinking a Modelo. So we got a booth, and we had to get like 2 bottles or spend $1,000. Easy, right? Should be easy. So we get a bottle of Ciroc at Paris, Texas, and we're starting to figure out, like, these girls are starting to flock to our booth and start ripping shots. So we're like, how can we finesse this? How can we finagle this and make these girls not take our shit? Curtis says, let's get Modelos. So Curtis says, no more second bottle. Just give us $1,000 worth of Modelos for the rest of the fucking night. So there's this like little Spanish guy that keeps walking every 15 minutes to our booth with a tub of Modelos, and we just start going bananas when this guy's walking in. And we had a shit ton of Modelos. So Gate 14 listeners out there, if you want to finesse the system and not have females steal your booze, just get a shit ton of Modelos. Even the server was saying to us, she's like, do you guys want to like switch it up? Like maybe get Ciroc or something like that? And we're like, no. There was 1,000 Modelos at this fucking table. I think Curtis got 77 actually, because it was 66 there, and then he got 11 more, which is the dumbest thing ever. But Alto, let's go into the Saturday night story.
I need to know about Saturday night. First of all, you DM me. This is my backstory. I know nothing about this besides some of the texts that have been exchanged. you send the picture you and Guillermo, and you say, "Do not tweet this." And then I check the timeline. You have tweeted 5 times about meeting Guillermo, and I hadn't done anything.
But I want to break it down, and Alto can help me piece this out because Alto was the one that noticed this. So it was just a me and Alto night. I didn't realize like all the boys were gone. Me and Alto slept an hour and a half, but the night before on the Friday, because that was drunk as I've ever been. And we're like, let's go out. We go to locals only, and we're waiting in line. And Alto looks to the left, and Alto is like, is that fucking Ricky Romero? And I'm like, holy shit. It's like Ricky Romero, Guillermo Martinez, and this just phantom guy who had to be like a team trainer because he was wearing like Jay's team trainer gear. And I don't Alto. What did we say at locals? I'm like, how did that conversation start? Because I don't remember. I remember bits and pieces of that, but I just remember I walk up to Guillermo, and we won't say what I said, but I was just like, I do a big podcast here, Gate 14, all that type of stuff. Like, I'll show you like that I'm legit, pretty much saying it. Right? Like how because you were talking to Ricky Romero, right, Alto?
Well, yeah, I was talking to Ricky Romero. I was a little bit banged up, so seeing Ricky Romero fired me up, and I was like, "That's my all-star. That's my all-star." He gave him a nice fist bump, and he liked that. He loved that. And then honestly, after that, I kind of just breezed Ricky Romero because I didn't really breeze him. Okay, like he big dogged me a bit, I guess you could say. But and then you were talking to Guillermo, like dick contest, showing the Gate 14 how big of a deal you are, and then the next thing you know, you're exchanging numbers with Guillermo Martinez.
I literally said to him, let's get you on the pod. He's like, yeah, I'll come on the pod. Yeah, I'll go to the pod. I was like, let me grab your number. So I text them. And then he's like, literally, we're there for like 10 minutes. And Guillermo Martinez, I'm still trying to wrap my head around the fact that I'm talking to Guillermo Martinez at the bar. It was just the most phantom thing ever, Avery. So he just
too good to be true.
It was too good to be true because I know the followers and listeners aren't going to.
What was his fit like? Because you can't see in that picture.
He was wearing like a dad, like not a dad outfit, but like an old man that goes to a club outfit. I mean, he's not old. I think he's like 4 years older than we are, but or whatever, 10 years older than we are. But so he texts me, when he's leaving, he says, "Come to this bar. This is where the entire 2016 Blue Jays team is." He texts me this, so I'm like, holy shit, dude. I'm saying Alto, I'm like, we gotta go to this shit. We're with like 2 or 3 girls. We're like, we're out of here. Like, we gotta go. Humble brag.
It wasn't gonna happen anyway. So
yeah, it wasn't gonna happen anyway. Yeah. So I'm like to Alto, we gotta walk. So I GPS where this bar is, and it is 25-minute walk. So I'm texting Guillermo. I keep texting Guillermo. I'll be there in 5. I'll be there in 5. Whatever. He like, I don't know why I was in a rush. He doesn't care. But we get to the front of this bar. I don't know what it's called.
Saluna.
It's like this older rich people bar. Right when me and Alto get through the door, I have to say to the guy, like, I'm with Guillermo Martinez. And the guy's like, oh, yeah, come in. I still can't even wrap my head around the fact that I had to say I was with Guillermo Martinez at the bar.
Also, he asked no questions. That was
He didn't really say anything. He just said, oh,
could have
all
been
right,
anybody.
Sure. The first thing he said to me at Alto, he just rips our hats off our head. He goes, no hats in this bar.
Guillermo did that?
I have like crazy hat head. Like my hair was fucked. And this bar was just full of everyone dressed up, rocket ships. I'm wearing a dog and bear shirt at this place. So me and Alto are walking in, and I think no, we didn't get guided to the bar. Guillermo just texted me and said, come to the back booth. We go to this back booth. Alto, who was at this back booth? Because this is the fuck part of the story. The people at this booth, I can't even fathom how drunk I was. And looking back on it with Alto, I can't fathom who was there. Who was there, Alto?
It was really funny because they were the guys that I know like Batista was there. I didn't see Edwin. But the guys that were there were, when you're drunk, the ones that would fire you up the most. Like I saw Travis Snyder, Ryan Goins was there. Ryan Goins' head is very shiny. It was fucking awesome. Who else is there? I'm trying to.
It was okay. So it was like Travis Snyder, Jose Batista, Officer Dalton Pompey.
Yeah, Dalton Pompey.
Ryan Goins. I was snapping around with Ryan Goins a little bit because we have mutual friends. And then Guillermo, and then just me, Alto, and our buddy Noah, right? It was Noah. Noah was there.
Yeah, Noah. He's a listener. Shout out.
Yeah,
Noah.
Shout out Noah. And like me and Guillermo, Avery, are just snapping it around. I'm not going to say what we were talking about, but we are talking about approaches. We are talking about fucking Alto's talking to him about fucking baseball savant exit velo.
I was talking exit velo and BABIP.
Alto's talking about BABIP and about like exit velo, about how the ball is hit hard. If it gets hit into the ground, it just elevates your exit velo. So Alto and fucking Guillermo are to my right while I'm talking to Ryan Gones. They're just talking about fucking baseball savant at the bar. And I like Guillermo is like he is the greatest dude ever. I take back I couldn't be a bigger Guillermo Martinez guy now. I will be fighting for the death of Guillermo Martinez. And he's going to hate this. I don't think he's on social media, but he specifically said to me, don't post that picture on Twitter of me and him. And me and Alto kept going back and forth. Like, should I post it? Alto's like, no. He said not to post it. And I just kept saying, I was like, I'm posting it. I don't care. I posted it in the morning. It did great. And then the Jays just raked. But we were talking about approaches. We were talking about T drills. We were talking about the media. It was like this. How does
he feel about the media calling for his job right now?
Yeah, no, he's just like, yeah, it's just, I mean, Alto, what did he say? He was like, this is just the Toronto sports media.
Yeah. He also said he didn't say that, like, he was kind of just, he's like, it is what it is. Like, people got to do their jobs, do what they got to do. But, people were pretty quiet when they're fucking number one in average and raking the last like 3 years, right? So
yeah,
that's what it is. You can only do what you have. You can only
do what you have. Where do you guys stand now on him?
I want him a lifetime contract.
He's invited to my birthday party. I'll tell you that.
Dude, he's the best dude ever. Like him and I are just we just text now. Like Guillermo and I are text buddies. Like it's the funniest thing of all time. He's the best. I will not be gunning for his job anymore. Now we've taken our approach to we're blaming Dave Hudgens.
Okay.
The assistant coach.
He's the hitting strategist, is he not?
Hitting strategist. That's who we're blaming now. Hashtag be nice to Guillermo is the hashtag we're starting now. But he is just, I honestly couldn't believe it. I was mangled. And now looking back on it, texting Avery, hey man, like don't tweet this picture. And then me like tweeting about it 4 times, like talking about like I'm texting Guillermo Martinez right now, I'm at the bar with him, is all time. He took me and Alto in and Noah like with open arms. Like we just knew him forever. And I looked terrible, by the way. And this booth was just full of rocket ships. I don't even think I made eye contact with a girl at this bar.
No, we couldn't. Well, also, dude, our fucking hair was glued to our heads wearing a hat all night. I came like straight from golf. Looked like alfalfa with the middle part just in this place. And there's just hot girls everywhere. It's like, no one look at me. And just thank God it was dark in there.
Dude, I was so drunk. And Alto told a funny story about this. Like we were supposed to have an AP at Alto's at the Medina, and we were so tired that we just passed out. Like if we told a shit ton of people to come to this AP, I don't know if they showed up, but me and Alto, like I fell asleep in our buddy Curtis's bed, fully clothed, face down on top of the covers. It was the most, and Alto just fell asleep just like in fully clothes. Like it was a nightmare fuel. But that's the night. That's why we need. Yeah, that's the picture. That's a Avery. You tweet that out. That's getting deleted on Gate 14. Alto,
that's from a personal account, man.
Before we get Alto off here, I mean, Cincy, how fired up are you for Cincy? I mean, Guillermo might be having a couple beers with the boys there. We'll see. We've been stopping it around. Avery's filming on a potato right now.
No, it's because I went zoomed in on the picture. It's gonna take a bit for it to figure it out.
Okay, but yeah, Alto, where are we at here? Let's get a series prediction for Cincy this weekend, and we'll send you out of your way.
A series prediction for Cincy.
Okay, no, we'll do Philly and then Cincy, 2 and then 3.
Philly. I think they're gonna split Philly. That's my guess there. Cincy, I'm not excited at all. Probably not gonna booze. Probably gonna stay in. You know what? Should we get the other Cincy guy to make a prediction here too? Big J's guy, Curtis Widener.
Is he gonna say? Yeah, let's get a series prediction here before you guys get out.
Yeah. What do you think, Curtis?
Jay Sweep.
He says Jay Sweep.
There you go. There you go. All right, Alto. Appreciate you hopping in this, buddy.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys. Gate 14 and forever. Get it done.
There we go. Easy, brother.
All right. You got.
All right. So yeah, that's the story. Avery, I mean, looking back on it now that you got to hear it, do you understand why people were probably saying on Twitter like this story was fake?
No, I didn't. I didn't see any of that. You got to do a couple good Twitter battles this weekend too that I kind of missed out on. It seems that being off Twitter is kind of great sometimes. I'll say it.
I can never do it.
JR does it constantly, so that's why
Yeah.
he's probably in a good mood. Yeah, no, the camera's just not going to focus. I'm in shambles right now. No, so what, people just didn't think it was real?
Yeah, like people were just saying cap or pictures, no proof, all that type of stuff. But we forgot to talk about that's the end of the Guillermo story. Guillermo forever. The Hagen Danner news. That was fucking crazy again. I mean, my source, Johnny sources. I'm gonna retire now because I do feel bad. And someone posed a good point. One of my friends who plays in the major leagues, like he posed a good point to me. He said, "You're dropping this way too early, and then it just fucks with all the guys' heads on the team because they don't know who's getting sent down." So Johnny Sources is officially retired, Avery.
Okay.
Yeah, he's retired. Maybe the Addison Barger one is my next one up. But yeah, that's where we're at with that, Avery. I'm gonna have to retire.
Yeah, that's awesome to see that you had it again, and then people are still saying that you don't know people and you're wrong about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a whole crazy weekend for you again, man. That Guillermo story, I would pay good money to have been a part of that night because you didn't know it was gonna happen. Like everything
Yeah.
about that night, you went out knowing nothing, and then he ended up with Guillermo. So that
And now
that
he's my
rocks,
guy.
man.
Now he's just
Yeah.
my guy. Now we just snap it around via text. Avery is in meltdown mode right now with the camera.
I'm
But,
trying to get this to focus so bad, it just can't.
But anyways, man, I mean, and I hope Hagen Danner is feeling okay. Obviously, he makes his debut and gets hurt on the Friday, which sucks, obviously. But before we go into the Jays talk, let's go into some more news around the league. Wander Franco is EDP 45. Like, where are we at here with this, Avery?
So I saw a little bit of that today. Abusing a 14-year-old girl. What was that about?
It's like I don't speak Spanish, so I couldn't read or comprehend what it was saying, but I saw the translation of it, and it was pretty much saying like he was talking and like harassing a 14-year-old girl.
About what?
I didn't like go into the extent of it, and maybe I shouldn't even be speaking on it, but I just read that it was a 14-year-old girl he was talking to. There's pictures of them together. It's a bad look, and now MLB is investigating it. My generational shortstop could never. Bo Bichette could never do that.
Yeah, I mean, 14 is that's so fucking young, man.
She's born in 2009. Let that settle in for a second.
That's
2009.
That's 10 years younger than our young guy JR. Like, that's incredible. 2009. I saw the picture of her wearing Wander Franco's chain too. It's just how do you, as a professional athlete, how do you put yourself in that situation, man? Where you can just you gotta know you can lose everything, even if stuff like that comes out, even if it didn't happen or it's wrong, it's still gonna kill your career at some point, right?
Yeah.
Do you think he beat whatever comes out?
I don't know.
is
I
gonna come
actually don't
out?
know what he's gonna do, to be honest. Like it's a weird situation, a tough situation, and the pictures are proof here. And I was getting in the mud with people on Twitter because there's Rays fans defending this fucking guy. Like, oh, how do you know she's 14? Brother, she looks like she's 12. Like the fact that a guy like that's even talking to anyone on the borderline of that, let alone an actual 14-year-old, he should be locked up in his just for even conversing with that fucking girl, bro. That is insane, Avery.
Yeah, that was no good. I fixed the camera now. I went to the
Okay.
computer camera. Sorry, guys. Yeah, how do you I'm just so people can be so dumb. Like people with a lot of money can do such dumb things. Hopefully it comes out and that wasn't the case for everyone involved, because obviously 14-year-old girl doesn't want to be a part of that. And obviously, so yeah, we'll wait for more news to come out before I make judgments, but it's always
it's a bad look. It's a bad look for
it's
Wander.
always a horrific look. Yeah.
Well, so let's go into the Jays now, man. I mean, where are we at, Avery, with this team?
But
Because I'm looking around
like,
the league.
let's be honest. The numbers tell you that the Cubs are the best offense in baseball since the All-Star break.
Okay.
And they came in and they did what they've done since the All-Star break. They just hit a ton. And I know we have a better record than the Cubs, but fuck, are they exciting to watch, man.
They like Cody Bellinger hitting like 400 since the All-Star break or whatever he's at is absurd, Avery. It's actually absurd what this fucking guy is doing. It really is. Cody Bellinger, that game on Friday, we'll go into it obviously, was terrible, dude.
Yep.
Was just the most depressing game ever. You go up. Well, I guess we've been going to the games now. Like the Friday game, you go into the game. Jose Barrios, the first inning, it's fly out, homer, single homer. Like this was dead from like 12 pitches in. They were done. 3-0. And they get carved up by fucking DJ Khaled's son, Assad. 7 innings, 4 hits.
His third start of the year, I'm pretty sure.
His third start of the year. And honestly, that loss was maybe the worst one of the weekend for me. Maybe Saturday, actually. I don't know. But just no heart, no resilience that game, no fight. They score 1 run and then they score another run in the 8th when it doesn't even fucking matter. Just these Damian Lillard hits a 3 to drop the lead to 42 type of shit.
Chris Paul.
Just
and like the Vladdy error in the 4th, it was an unserious effort from the first pitch. And like, that's what teams do, though. Like good baseball teams, you have a chance to step on a team's throat. They all start making mistakes. You got to play from behind. The Jays haven't been a good team playing from behind this year because they don't hit home runs. They don't score runs at bunches. The Cubs have just shown like that. I would love to watch the Cubs every day, man. Fuck.
Dude, they just rake. And they got Candy, too, at the bottom of that line. Like, they rake.
They should not be better than the Toronto Blue Jays in hitting stats and hitting home runs if you look at these two lineups.
No, they shouldn't be on the same stratosphere, Avery. They really shouldn't be, bro. But, I mean, going back into that game, we got to talk about Vladdy defense. This is Vladdy winning the Gold Glove at first, not to take it away from him, the most fraudulent Gold Glove winner ever. This year, he is in the bottom 1% in outs above average, Avery. The bottom 1. He is in the 1 percentile of outs above average. He is terrible at first.
Outs above average is like the range-based one, which is bad. First base, you only kind of go one direction, so you can't make the other plays as well. I believe that's why it's the range-based one. So like defensive run stage might be better at first, but it's an odd decline after a solid year defensively. I don't know what to say about that. Is it a in shape thing, or is I have no idea how to fix that, man. What, like how does that happen? How do you decline defensively that much in a year? And I don't really know who's like some bad other Gold Glove guys. We could go through it. Like Juan Soto being nominated for a Gold Glove last year was maybe the worst.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that. That's really fucking. That guy is terrible. Like, okay, but let's go into outs above average right now for Vladdy in 2023. Oh my god, is this right?
Outs above average or defensive runs saved?
Outs above average minus 13 on the year for Vladdy. Where do you see DRS? I'm trying to find that.
That's like on a whole nother website.
Oh, it's on a whole nother website? Okay.
Yeah.
His OAA is minus 13, though, which is like the worst of his career. Besides when he was playing third base, it was minus 20.
And what was he last year?
Minus 4. Yeah. So, yeah, and he won a Gold Glove. It's not great from Vladdy at first. And honestly, that was just the icing on the cake, the salt on the wound. I remember I used to say womb. It was bad, Avery. Like that play was just like uninterested. I don't give a fuck. I'm lazy. I'm dropping balls at first base like it's T-ball. Like that was the game in a nutshell, right?
Yeah. I turned it on, watched some of the highlights, and that was an unserious effort as well. That team was defeated from the start, man. It's one of those, you have it in a 162 season, but at the point with the Mariners up on the Jays, and in that tight race for the third wildcard spot, it's just frustrating to watch big series like that.
And
man.
You can't expect to win a game when you only have 5 hits against the guy making his third big league start. But yeah, that game was just terrible to watch. I was obviously in attendance. It sucked. Like I honestly, and I'll say this, I'll be a man of integrity, hand up. We went up to the Corona Lounge and just didn't watch the game for like the last 3 or 4 innings. We're just having a good time. Like I didn't even care. It was dead from the get-go, that game. Yeah. I didn't want my vibes to be ruined on a Friday. It was terrible.
Yeah, there's another pic of Johnny at the you've posted a picture with that same group of girls, a different one of them every time. Alto took this pic, but
Curtis took it.
Oh, Curtis took it. Yeah.
There was another one out there of me talking to a girl, and I immediately, because I didn't know this girl that well, and she was just like, we were just conversing. I was like, do not post that on Twitter. That girl is gonna like send me a cease and desist. But yeah, I was buzzing Corona Lounge Saturday, just having a great time.
Did you?
But yeah, or
Oh, then you
Friday.
played golf on Saturday, right?
Yeah, so we went
That
to Oakdale.
swing was horrific.
Oh, it was bad. I had an hour and a half sleep on Friday. But shout out to my guy Jonah for hooking that up. We played Oakdale. What a track, Avery. What a fucking track. I
Was
mean,
it
they
tough?
played the Canadian Open there on the weekend. Like
Yeah, this
so
year.
this year, yeah. Like, I don't know. It's
What was the final tally?
Jonah shot a 72.
I don't want to know
Uh
about Jonah.
Alto shot 88, I want to say 89, and Curtis shot 89, and I shot DNF. I like the back nine. I just picked my ball up after every approach shot. I was like, I'm not playing. I can't. I didn't eat. We didn't eat, and we just went straight to the course, hung over on an hour's sleep. It was the dumbest thing. Our guy Jonah got us on there for free though. Thank you to him obviously for that. That fucking rocks. But I also want to give another shout out here to our guy Ryan, one of our listeners, Ryan X24. He wants the Gate 14 boys to play Copper Creek for free. He DM'd us. Apparently that's a sick track, so we'll be in for that. But yeah,
if you work at a golf course and you want us to play it, we will
DM
play
us.
it. Shout out to the guy at when we were at Osprey Valley Monday.
Yeah.
He called the cart girl to find us on the golf course and buy us
a
drinks.
beer. Legendary.
Yeah,
Legendary
shout
shit.
out to that guy.
But yeah, no, anyways, so Saturday's game, I was watching it on my phone, and I wanted to kind of touch on the Joey Bats. I want to touch on the Joey Bats ceremony. Man, that team was special. I know we've talked about it a lot, but like just seeing the highlights and the nostalgia of how that run, man, in 2016 or 2015, both years, when they just didn't lose a game in the second half, Avery. Like, imagine rooting for a baseball team like that right now. Fuck.
That would be awesome.
Dude,
a
like,
bunch of home runs.
It's pretty much rooting for the Braves.
Yeah, it's what made us fall in love with baseball, those teams, right, man? So special to us, special place in my heart for those teams. Wish there was a little bit, obviously a World Series to end that, to celebrate all the time. But we'll have 2015 and 2016 forever.
Yeah, it was that.
What'd you think of? Did you watch much of the ceremony?
Yeah, I watched ceremony. It was great. It was great. I honestly I rarely get chills from stuff like that, but I really did have chills, man. I mean, watching Jose Bautista.
Do you think they did him justice? Like, was it?
You can't really like his career here is so good. It's hard to compress it into like a short video like they did. He had so many memories here, so many big time home runs. I will say this though, it was weird Josh Donaldson wasn't there. Right?
Well, he's rehabbing. He's playing.
Oh, he's playing rehab games? I thought he's on the IL. I thought he's not playing.
Sure, but like he's probably at the Yankee. If he's hurt or on the IL, he's probably at some complex somewhere.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say.
Yeah, they'd rather him do it. He's on a team that he's like the only one.
That makes sense. That was kind of dumb then. That was kind of dumb.
Did they I don't know if did they let a lot of people talk? I saw that the ceremony, they said the game was going to start at 3. The fucking ceremony started at 3. That would have.
And they said, and they told people to get in early too. And by what are your thoughts here, Avery, on the bobblehead people waiting at like 8? Like we were looking outside of Alto's thing because you could kind of see the Rogers Center from there. There was people lined up at 9 a.m. Avery for a fucking bobblehead.
It's not for me. It's never been for me. After the Tigers game, because we were in the Twins dugout. One of the guys, Bat Boy, was giving me a bunch of baseballs. Like, I don't want these. Like I know they're baseballs at school. I was just like, I found every kid that I could find and just gave them to them. But I'm not a bobblehead memorabilia guy or collectibles guy. But if you're into that type of thing, of course you'd line up early. I know a bunch of people didn't get them. And if it gets people in the park, I think it's obviously a genius move by the team every time. How many bobblehead nights are there? Because I feel like we've done fucking 5 or 6 already.
I don't think there's that many. I'm going to say 6 a year, maybe. I think 5 or 6. Someone can answer that for us.
Maybe one a month. One
a month.
What was cool about the Joey Bats one? I don't know if you.
It was the bat flip. It was sick. I'll be honest with you. It was sick. Was it sick to wait at 9 a.m. for? I don't know. I don't know if it was that sick, but sure.
Would you bring a chair and sit out there that early?
But then where does the chair go? You just throw it out? Then you lose a chair? Yeah. Like, I don't know, man. I'm not sure. Maybe we'll see. It is a sick bobblehead. I will say that. A lot of nostalgia behind it. Obviously, I know it's a lot of people's massive memories, and it is cool to hang up and stuff like that. But I just don't really care for bobbleheads, man.
Yeah, people who do, I'm fine with them.
Yeah.
But I would never line up for it and go to a game because of that.
Yeah. So that honestly, that game Saturday was awesome. Obviously, seeing Joey Bats cry made me cry. Ruled. I mean, you never really see emotion like that from that guy.
He was sunglasses inside with the roof closed, right?
Yes. And another thing that what made me emotional about it is like we didn't realize that, and Blake Murphy tweeted this. He shared the same emotions that we had for opposing teams. You know what I'm saying? Like he hated the Rangers, like he hated the Yankees, like he hated the Red Sox. He exemplified what it was to be a Toronto Blue Jay. Like he exemplified the fan base. He was like mimicked. He had the most passion that it like to play for the Blue. He loved it here. This is the team that took a chance on a guy that didn't have a good career. And he wore his heart on his sleeve playing for this team, man. He fought a fucking guy for us. Yeah. So it was a great ceremony. Awesome. I wish they threw the punch in there. That would have been electric, but I'm happy with the bat flip getting thrown in there. But let's go into the Saturday game, man. Chris Bassett, obviously. Jays get a 1-0 lead. They get a 1-0 lead early. Top of the fourth. Chris Bassett gives up 4, really shaky. Jays come back, tie it up. Vladdy obviously was buzzing. Whit Merrifield, I'll go into him in a second. Espinal was buzzing. Where are we at here with Jordan Hicks, Avery? This guy, it's never, ever easy with this guy, Ave. Like, I know
that's what they said. Cards fans said, too. We have mutual buddy Landon, who we went to opening day with in St. Louis as well. And he said, yeah, talented. He's got an arm that could throw it faster than fuck, but it's an issue every time he gets out there. It's never ever
like let's
easy.
Look at his Toronto Blue Jays splits here. I mean, he's pitched 5 innings, 6 hits, 3 earned runs, 1 home run, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, 286 opponent average, 141 whip. Like that's not fucking good.
That's not. I mean, it's not elite reliever numbers. And
it's not back end of the rotate. It's not back end of the bullpen stuff.
No, not numbers. No, but stuff wise, obviously, yes.
Yes.
So I think that's where you try it. It's kind of the Nate Pearson effect in a different way, where you try to merge the great stuff and the natural ability into back end shutdown stuff. Where if you're a back end guy, you need some luck to be good. Obviously, doubles in the gap and hard hit singles aren't going to turn into really good luck ever. So limiting the hard contact, what Jordan Romano's great at, pretty much, because it does seem like Romano gets lucky all the time. He gets some hard hit balls, but on average he likes to limit the hard contact.
Yeah.
So I think it's a little different with Jordan Hicks. Walks, losing the strike zone kind of often, and then giving up hard contact. Not a great recipe for a back end guy.
And he comes in after Swanee goes 3 up, 3 down with ease, by the way. And he comes in, I think it was like the 3rd pitch to Bellinger, double off the wall. Dansby Swanson ground out, and then a Christopher Morel double, and that's it, folks. That was it. That was it for the game right there. Just the Jays claw back from down 4-1. Their offense does what they need to do, right? I mean, you go down 4-1 early, and you claw back, come back, tie it up, and what the fuck happens? The top of the 9th, the guy you traded valuable assets for, right? Good pitching prospects. You trade for this guy who's a rental for the next 2 months, right?
Yep.
And he just shits the fucking bed. I mean, we can't get Trevor Richards and Jordan Romano back here faster, Avery. We can't. Because I don't trust Jordan Hicks in the 9th inning. I don't. His numbers are not great. He doesn't strike out a lot of guys, even though his stuff is insane. And he gives up a shit ton of hard contact. Like that's the recipe for not being like good in the high leverage situation for this team that's fighting for a playoff spot.
Yeah, that was a huge letdown spot after you finally find a way to score some runs, man. Kind of unacceptable, to be honest. I know it's one run in 1 inning. Big momentum for need you finding some more wins. They lost 3 straight games to that point, right?
Yeah.
So today, thank God today happened, or else this is I was thinking about texting Chris, our graphics guy who does thumbnails. Great job for Chris, by the way. it was going to be It's Over was the title.
Yeah, no, season we're on. No, it was the title. If they would have lost, the title would have been we're on to 2024. That's what it would have been. So we're getting close to that. We're getting close to that.
And now we're a game and a half up on the Mariners again. So think maybe it wasn't all so bad, man. We got out of this weekend, and now Phillies and the Reds.
And I wanted to go into this because obviously this guy's played a massive impact. And I know we talk about him a lot, but I got to keep pumping this guy's tires. We got to talk about Whit Merrifield, Avery. And I got to take a little deep dive into this guy's stats because we talk a lot on this podcast about guys like underperforming, like Varsho, Vladdy, all these ricochet shots. Sorry, guys. But Whit Merrifield, the Toronto Blue Jays got him for fucking nothing. For literally nothing. Samad Taylor. And who's the other guy, Avery?
I mean, don't say nothing. Max Castillo was the truth.
Whit Merrifield leads Major League Baseball in hits since the All-Star break. Is that good? In his last 30 games, he is hitting 347 with a 529 slugging. Above Vladdy, by the way, the generational power hitter. In his last 7 games, he is hitting 429 with a 607 slugging percentage. Whit Merrifield, right now, Avery, is this team's MVP, and it's not even fucking close. He is the MVP by a literal landslide, Avery.
Well, no, don't say that. You still have Bo and you still have Kevin Gausman, but now that Bo's out, he's the only reason why this offense is semi-competent to this point. And the home runs coming out of nowhere too. What did he have? 2 first-half home runs?
Yeah,
and now
he's just launching baseballs into orbit now. And by the way, he also has a higher OPS now than Vladdy. So if I would have told you that at the start of the year for a hot take, you would have called me a fucking idiot. He has 6 home runs in his last 30 games. And this guy he's hitting 302 this year. There's not much more you can ask for from Whit Merrifield. I mean, and the reason why Avery I'm saying he's team MVP, because if he wasn't hitting as well as he is, you have to play Espinal more, you have to play Biggio more, you have to play these guys more. So in my mind, he is the most valuable player. You take him out of this lineup, this team loses a 302 average guy. You know, tough lineup. It's a really bad lineup. Sorry.
No, it's not the worst idea in the world, especially when you have Bo and then they've struggled as well. But think about if you're relying on George Springer and Matt Chapman and Vladdy right now, it's not going how it should be going with those guys. So
yes. Yeah, we give Vladdy a lot of flack. I mean, he has been cashing runner scoring position a pretty decent amount. But yeah, it is. It's
the thing with Vladdy is that one season is you believe that's his normal. That's what he can do every year, and I still believe that can happen again. Don't know how he gets there. I think that's more the hitter he is than this one. Weighted runs created plus of 110 or whatever it is. Not even worth the full win.
He's 0.3 FWAR.
Is that actually true still? I know they tweet about that.
Yeah. It's 0.3 FWAR.
Yeah, that's
really bad.
It's not great, man. Fuck.
But the thing is, though, when EJ tweeted this, his approach seems weird, Avery. Like, he had a decent walk rate in that 2021 year when he was doing well. And I don't know if you can pull those numbers up for me, Abe, but he had a decent walk rate, good walk rate, was swinging at good pitches. Now he's like getting away from his approach. He's swinging at these weird dog shit outside sliders they continue to throw him or hammer him inside and low and stuff like this. His approach seems weird. He's not swinging at baseballs that he knows he can match. He's just swinging at, it's like defensive type of swings, right? That's like the vibes I'm getting from him. And like 0 counts, like defensive swings. It's weird, Avery.
Yeah. I mean, the walk rate isn't crazy different. The strikeout rate isn't crazy different. He's running a similar hard hit percentage. Barrel rate's down a little bit, but I think where are we at here? Okay, zone swing percentage, whiff percentage is kind of where they don't even have out of zone swing percentage here. So like zone contact, he's making more contact in the zone than he made before. He's swinging at pitches in the zone more than before. He's whiffing less. So I don't understand how he can swing at like chase percentage is up 6%. There it is. I don't know how he can make more contact, swing more in the zone, hit the ball pretty hard, and be worse. Like when he was swinging and missing, he was better. It's like the only person in all of baseball for that to ever happen to. So that's fucking. I'm just so confused with him.
It doesn't make sense, man.
I'm confused with everything. Baseball's fucking confusing, man. If we could fix it, like I said, we would never be here. I wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't be here right now.
Me neither, bro. Me neither. It's just Vladdy, man. It's tough to watch. Some of these at bats are so unserious, and I know he's a singles guy now. He's a singles merchant, as the kids call him. But I hope he figures it out, and I hope he starts launching, because my prediction of him hitting 20 home runs could not be more terrible. Could not be more wrong. Could not be more like the worst take ever. So yeah, you hate to see it. But then another like the good point from that game as well is like the bullpen really showed up besides Jordan Hooks. I mean, Yimi Garcia looked awesome. Eric Swanson, the guy has just continued to be lights out. It's just Jordan Hicks, man. It's just, I don't know. But the bright spot as well there was Santiago Espinal has looked decent his last couple games, man. Especially this is a guy that's not playing that much, which is sucks. I mean, he's going to be, and I said it, he's going to get better when he plays every single day. It's just there's not really a spot for him on this team. Yeah, his last 7 games, he's 4 for 14, hitting .286 with a .412 on base percentage. I mean, this is a guy who is, like I said, bench bat, minimal at bats, obviously getting a little more reps now with DeYoung, who can't hit to save his life on this team. He's getting more reps and he looks awesome. And where are you, Avery, with this take? The Jays should have just not traded for DeYoung. I know in hindsight it makes sense to say this, but to keep Espinal, because I saw a decent amount of that on Twitter the other day. I think it's still dumb to really put your trust in Espinal of your everyday shortstop, but DeYoung is not much better. He's 3 for like 40 with the Jays, dude.
Yeah, so you don't have a safety blanket really if Espinal's not working out. At least when you have DeYoung, you have the safety blanket kind of Espinal. So I think you don't make the moves and Espinal starts to hit like shit, then people get mad at Ross and be like, what were we doing when we have people available for one minor league prospect that we can trade for who can play good defense?
Yeah. And going into these DeYoung splits are crazy. So in his career with the Jays, he is 3 for 19 or 3 for 39 with 14 strikeouts, hitting .077, .077 on base, .077 slugging percentage. Is this the worst start of a trade for the Toronto Blue Jays ever? Maybe since Brad Hand? Maybe?
Yeah, it's been pretty bad. I don't feel horrible for it because we didn't trade. Like, unless that guy turns into Mike Trout, it'll be the worst trade actually of all time.
Yeah.
But I'm okay. He has to be feeling it too. You go to a new city, all the fan base doesn't like you because you go 3 for 1,000 to start your career. Yeah, I think it's a bad case scenario for both parties involved in that one.
Yeah. And we got to stop with the takes.
Can we talk about our king here soon?
Ryu?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go into the Sunday game. The haters, the naysayers, the morons, the baseball savant sluts, the idiots that said, I want Ryu DFA'd. Where are you at? Where the fuck you at? This guy has a 2.57 ERA since coming back from the IL. I don't give a shit if he's throwing 68 miles an hour or 100. This guy is spotting stuff up, and since that first inning of that Orioles game, has given this team a chance to win every single time he has stepped onto the rubber. I could not be happier. For a guy, because Ryu is that guy that catapulted all of the free agent signings in Toronto. He was the first big name to sign here after his Dodgers year, Cy Young voting, all that type of stuff. He signs here. George Springer signs here. All these big dogs sign here. Ryu will always have a special place in my heart, and it makes me so goddamn excited seeing this guy carve. It really does, man. It really does.
Again, limited hard contact today, and average exit velocity 82.5, pretty fucking good, man. And seeing those numbers is awesome. He was awesome in the Cleveland start. I said before he got the baseball off the knee, I thought he could pitch 15 innings that day. He seemed like he was just spotting it up. And again, a guy who loses a mile an hour, for sure, like I said, for sure, I still believe this, harder to get people out at a mile an hour less. But what made Hyun-Jin Ryu good forever? Like, he's lost what? A mile an hour, 1.5 miles an hour. What made him good was he never overpowered people. You could fucking dice people up with 4 different pitches, hit corners, It's the old Mark Burley, Marco Estrada way, and it works. It's never going to look good in the stats because he can give up hard contact. I mean, if you're throwing an 82-mile-an-hour changeup, it's changeup at he threw one at 75 miles an hour and someone sits on it, they're going to hit the ball 127 miles an hour off of it. The numbers, the expected stats are never going to look good, but there's a reason why people like that have been successful. Jamie Moyer pitched for 1,000 fucking years because he could hit corners and be successful that way. It's not, you obviously you'd rather throw 100 and be able to do that same thing, but he's been very good his whole career at doing that.
And he's a fifth starter. We're not asking him to be the ace, man. We're not.
No, you do need everyone to be good, and I am happy for him as well. Everyone that we talk to says they fucking love this guy.
Yep. And that's what I'm saying. I love him. He seems like the greatest team guy. He was traveling with the team when he was injured, just having a good time. So you just love to see it. You love to see it. And then speaking about our guys, Avery, Danny Jansen gets hit by pitches every single game. And I said this stat. So Danny Jansen has been hit by 5 pitches in the last 7 games he's played. What do you think it is? Do you think he just he's crowding the plate? Because it seems like it's always on that right side. By the way, the veins are buzzing today. Right side, it's like his right forearm that's like hanging over the plate, and he just gets hit by it every single time. Like Evo Shield should just make a fucking bionic arm sleeve for him where it's just steel, and he just gets to wear the shit. It is crazy how much this guy gets hit by a pitch. I couldn't believe it. It's a Linsanity run of hit by pitches.
Yeah, if Alec Manoah and Danny Jansen faced each other, every single at bat would end in a hit by pitch.
Yes. 100%.
He needs to be made a bubble for him so he doesn't get hurt anymore. That's just, I don't even think he crowds the plate that much, does he?
He kind of does, but he's like a gritty, he's a gritty, no batting gloves, crowds the plate. That's just what he does.
Rizzo's kind of the same thing to me.
Yes.
Pissing me off. Are we going to talk about Alec Manoah?
Yeah. We'll go into that after we tap in some more stuff here about the game.
Okay, I didn't even see. I saw Dalton Varsho had 5.
Yeah, Dalton Varsho is starting to figure it out, man. He's pulling inside pitches again, not late on them, and it is a thing of beauty. Avery.
I need you to run down this game for me. I was on the golf course. I didn't see anything today. Those other games, I went back and watched pretty much all of them, and then this one I didn't.
So yeah, today, I mean, the Jays are down. Down.
I saw right away. I threw my phone in the grass.
Yeah, the Jays were down, and listen, they could have went down and out, down 2-0 in the first inning, and the sky's falling. Everyone's like, "Kill me, it's over, season's over on to 2024." And who comes up and saves the season? The least likely motherfuckers. Cavan Biggio singles. Danny Jansen gets on with a hit by pitch, and Dalton Varsho inside fastball that the player that was promised launches this shit into the moon, and they put up a 5 spot in the second inning after going down 2-0 in the first. It was a thing of beauty. It's something that honestly can turn a season around, turn an offense around. Seeing a guy who's loved like Dalton Varsho in the clubhouse starts figuring it out, hit home runs again. It was awesome. Then Vladdy singles, Belt gets on, Whit gets on, Springer singles and scores these guys. It was just a nonstop hit parade. It was a parade inside my city. Yeah. Everyone was buzzing. It was an awesome game to watch. I never wanted to
they put Cavan Biggio this high in the lineup. Holy fuck.
Yeah, Cavan Biggio's 2 for 4, man. I apologized to him last podcast. Credit to me for being a man of integrity, because this
still
motherfucker
left 5 people on base.
But this motherfucker's figuring it out. I mean, Whit Merrifield 4 for 6 today, Avery.
He's the best to ever do it. Vladdy again was good. Holy shit.
2 for 5.
And then Ryu, you love to see that. No earned.
Good
for him, man.
Yeah, it was a Brandon Belt error. But Brandon Belt is such a good hitter as well, man. He just gets on. Like he's just a scrappy hitter.
Holy fuck, he had 3 walks.
Yeah, 1 for 3 with 3 walks today. Like that's a veteran guy that makes a substantial difference that should start getting recognition for. But a massive story from today's game, there's 2 massive stories, is Matt Chapman being hurt
lifting weights
by picking up a dumbbell. Did you see that?
Yeah, I'd say jammed his finger.
So the non-workout people out there now have a reason to say this is why you don't work out, I guess. But yeah, he jams his finger putting a dumbbell back, which is, I don't know how that's possible. I've never done that, knock on wood. Hopefully I don't ever. How the fuck do you do that? Like, that's crazy.
Well, like those racks that have the thing in the middle, you put your hand in and
Yeah,
he
I just don't
finishes
know
off it.
how uncoordinated you could be to do that. Like maybe you're not paying attention, I guess. I don't like that's fucking crazy.
Yeah, and it can't feel good if you're missing.
And this
games because
lineup
of
did
it.
not look good, obviously. And then they put up an 11 spot, which is crazy. And some are actually starting to say that I was the reason. I'm talking about approach with Guillermo. I might have been the main reason the Jay scored 11, but I'm not going to take credit for it, Avery.
Who did you fix the most? You and Guillermo last night.
I think I fixed Varsho. We were talking about Varsho. We're talking approaches. Listen, I might be the hitting. I might change my bio to hitting strategist.
You
Assistant
should.
hitting strategist.
I would like for you to provide Guillermo with a scouting report at some point.
I should. That would be a funny thing. When Guillermo comes on the podcast, I'll mention that to him. We'll get we'll get something going here with that. But yeah, no, listen, it was a fucking wild game today. It was awesome. They needed it. They brought me back in when I was out. I was out yesterday. I was very mad. I was very, very mad about this game last night. Yesterday. But they bring me back in. And they just stomp on these fucking guys, man. I mean, J-Mo's throwing middle pitches. It was insane. And I know I'm taking credit for the 11 runs, but I got to give credit to Edwin Encarnacion. MLB allowing Edwin Encarnacion to be in the clubhouse now. Full uniform. Looks like he's playing. He probably could fucking hit better than Paul DeYoung, maybe. But that's going to be a massive factor, having Edwin in there, man. A guy that, no disrespect to Guillermo, he's my guy, didn't have success in the major leagues. Edwin did. Edwin knows what it takes to hit in the major leagues. Having this guy in the clubhouse now and having access to him and just approach-wise, all that type of stuff is going to be a substantial difference for this team. And I don't know if he's going to be here forever, but I hope he is. I hope he stays here for the rest of the year and helps the team out, because why not have a guy like that in the clubhouse? It doesn't do any wrong.
Yeah. People tweeting about Jose Bautista talking about his hitting coach changing everything for him. So yeah, maybe Edwin could do the same thing.
Yeah. So that was the end of the series, but I do want to go into Alec Manoah being sent down. You had to bring the rotation down to 5 guys, Rave. Like, you had to bring it down to 5 guys. Alec Manoah was the odd man out. Ryu's pitching really, really well, and you're not going to send Ryu down to fucking AAA. Alec Manoah was the odd man out, and honestly, he wasn't giving this team chances to win a lot of the time, maybe besides that Fenway start and the Detroit Comerica one. But yeah, he had to get sent down. He'll be called back up in September for September call-up. So has a couple of weeks now here to just kind of work on things in AAA and get better.
How do you not chalk, like, confidence has got to be shot completely for him? Would you not think? Like,
do you think we're on to 2024 with Alec Manoah?
Yeah, for sure.
You think so?
He's not making a playoff roster. No, not with
how
well.
The playoffs. Yeah.
Well, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think he's done for this year. Sucks, man. I don't like the way it got handled this year. I think.
What do you mean? Like that? Like getting him called back up and stuff like that?
Yeah, it felt early when it happened, right? I think everyone thought the same thing. 3 minor league starts, only 1 that was pretty good, and that was AA again. He punched out a bunch of guys. That was AA though. I would love to know what their plan they thought was for him, because how do you go from complex league trying to fix things and a month later being like, okay, he's fixed. They really
did fuck with him, Avery. They really did. Like, didn't seem like he was really that fixed. Besides, like I said, that Fenway start where he looked really good, but that Cleveland start was really bad, man. I mean, missed like a really bad lineup. Didn't look great. And yeah, so I hope he figures it out. I hope he has some good starts in AAA. He'll be called back up for September call-ups, obviously, but I don't think he's going to make another start here for a while. Maybe during that run where they face dog shit teams for 3 weeks to kind of take the pressure off some of the pitching staff's arms, maybe give him 6-day rest, but I don't think he's going to be starting here for a while besides that.
Yeah, I think they needed him right now because it was the 17 days stretch.
Yes.
Right.
So now, yeah, you knew it was going to happen. But yeah, great win today. Awesome game. Ryu obviously giving you a chance to win, just like he does. Gives up 2 in the first and give up another run, but it wasn't even his runs. It was Brandon Belter at first. So yeah, awesome game, and against a really good lineup, obviously. So you can't say bad lineup like it was for the Guardians. This is a really good lineup. So let's go into listener questions and then the Phillies series, man. Our boys are in town now.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. Okay. Dalton Pompey being a cop in Hamilton, what regular jobs do you think some of today's players would be good at?
Okay. Danny Jansen would be a chiropractor.
Yeah,
Do you see that?
wearing the athletic polos every day.
Yes. Danny Jansen would be a chiropractor. I really I'm gonna text him that I said that because he actually just texted me today that he said Guillermo said that he was with me last night to him. But yeah, they're just shooting the shit about Johnny G in the clubhouse. But yeah, I'll text him about that. Danny Jansen would definitely be a chiropractor.
Or
Chris,
or like a trainer, I think.
a trainer or athletic trainer. What
Brandon
would Kevin
Belt-
Gossman be?
Oh, Kevin Gosselin would work at a dispensary.
Okay. He'd be the tester.
He would be the buttologist or whatever
He'd be
they
the
call it.
buttologist. Okay, hear me out. Chris Bassett would be a history teacher.
Yeah, I'd go Tim Mays, a science teacher.
Tim Mays, a science teacher. Okay. Who would work like a regular ass sales job, do you think, on this team? Like who would be like a
Kevin Kiermaier would crush sales.
Oh, fuck yeah. He would be a great salesman. Kevin Kiermaier.
Do you know those like jabroni sales guys that you see on TikTok and stuff that Jay loves? I think Kevin Kiermaier could be one of those. Just do a really good job of that.
Yes.
Who do you think would be like accounting somewhere?
Who's a nerd? Accounting. I accounting would have to be like Brandon Belt would be an accountant because he has that like accountant humor.
I'd agree with
like
that,
Brandon Belt would be a great accountant. Who would be a professional cuddler? Kirky?
Yeah, that's an easy one right there.
Kirky, by the way, this guy, I can't watch this dude at bats anymore, bro. I can't watch Kirky at bat. I can't. I'm sorry, memes. Yeah, I can't. He's been terrible. He's been so bad. Like and I know this is the questioner, the listener question segment of the thing, but I forgot to mention this earlier. Alejandro Kirk is hitting 211 in his last 7, 255 in his last 15, and 253 in his last 30. Like this guy has not been good, man. His at bats suck so bad right now. His at bats so bad. What's the next question?
How does one spend $370 at the bar? Was that you? Did you do that?
No, we did 1,500.
Yeah. Now that you just buy a lot of shit. You go out and
you buy a lot of stupid
all
shit.
The time. Now the Jays are 1-0 with Johnny as Guillermo Martinez as assistant coach. Can we expect the lineup to continue to rake?
Yes, we can, because Guillermo did text me earlier that I'm good luck, and I was one of the reasons why they figured it out. And I'm not even trolling you. This is like an actual text that he sent me, and I sent it to Avery. So I expect a turnaround. Expect a Phillies bounce back. This is when the Jays turned it around last year, right? That Philly series, they swept Philly in Toronto. So expect maybe some fireworks. Me and Avery will be in the building both games, but I don't know. Johnny hitting coaches put up an 11 spot today. I'm not going to take credit for it, but it's from the hitting coach's mouth.
Yep, that's exactly it. Congrats, Johnny. What separates Spadina from the other Toronto streets?
Spadina's just right in the middle, right in the heart of it, right beside King Street. It's the greatest place on the planet.
Where is that Batista bat flip mural? Was that right beside? Close?
Yeah, it's on Spadina. Yeah, it's like 2 minutes from Altos.
That's cool. Would you rather eat 40 hot dogs or drink 30 beers? 30 beers.
30 beers, not even close. 40 hot dogs, like, is disgusting.
I did 10, and it was the worst day of my life.
Yeah. 40. Multiply that by 4. I don't think I've ate 40 hot dogs this entire year.
Yeah, you can't do that. You can't possibly. Are we gonna get media passes? No,
that'll never happen. That's a harsh reality. That will never happen.
Best spots in KW and Guelph.
Trappers Alley, Western Bar and Grill. I call it Bar and Grill. It's not Western Bar and Grill, but Western. There's a lot actually on that street in Guelph. Dallas nightclub. Shout out our guy DJ Tumbleweed, who works there as a DJ there. There's a lot, man. Like just any student kind of like, I know it's not a dive bar, but the dive bars there go nuts. King Street
Pub on King.
Pub on King is a really good one too in Waterloo. There's a lot of good ones.
Okay, go-to outfit to wear for a night out in the town: black t-shirt, black jeans.
Is that what yours is? Mine switched it up. I mean, Avery, you see that Nike shirt I bought that I was wearing on Friday?
Yeah, I did like
that shirt goes nuts, huh?
Yeah.
I'm more of like a graphic tee guy now. I've kind of turned into like a graphic tee or like a simple all black or tan or something along those lines. But it's definitely like a button up or like a nice graphic tee and then like a Nike Dunks.
Yeah, there you go. Okay. This got DM'd to me, so I asked it in the chat, and that's why people were responding to it. But If the Jays were to play Survivor, who is lasting the longest and who is going out first?
Kevin
Oh, shit.
Gossman's lasting. Kevin Gossman's lasting the longest on Blue Jay Survivor. That's not even close. That guy, 100% would just all he would need. He's smart enough probably, and he's thought about it definitely when he's doing his extracurriculars. He's thought about how can I survive something. Kevin Gossman in the wild will win Survivor. He's too nice, so everyone would be on his side. No one want to vote off the good guy, but he's also a very big competitor, like Chris Bassett was saying. I think Kevin Gossman easily wins Survivor with the Toronto Blue Jays. No questions asked.
I think Bo is out first, potentially.
Yes.
And I think Jose Barrios would be good at that. I've never watched Survivor, but
me neither.
I think Jose Barrios would be good. Okay, you have to pitch the entire AL 2023 All-Star team, including the pitchers. How long will it take to record an out? I think I get through a lineup 1.5 times before I record an out.
You think that?
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to say the same thing. I'll go a little sidearm action. I do it with a weird throwing motion, which throws people off. Yeah, I'm going to agree. I'm going to agree with you.
All right. Is the Corona collection still dropping?
Yes. We're just waiting for the David Schneider stuff to slow down in the Corona collection. We're going to drop it 2 weeks before bar night.
Okay.
So the 2 Fridays before, we'll drop it.
We have a JR question here. We will answer this for him. If JR is on the episode, what does he actually do for work? We will answer that for him. I don't know what JR does for work.
Me neither. I just know he makes decks and presents to people.
Yes, he does.
He's very, very good at that. So
and he talks to athletes somehow.
Yeah.
He was in Montreal, his bucket list city. He did.
Yeah. I'm excited to hear the stories from it. His bucket list city.
From his bachelor party he was on.
I'm excited to hear the stories about it. I
right,
really am.
That's all we got.
All right, so let's go into the Phillies series. I'm so excited, man. Bryson's obviously, everyone knows that, is one of my best friends. It'll never not be cool seeing your buddy who I came up with. I surprised him on draft day. I don't know if people know that. I flew down to Vegas and surprised him on draft day. Me and his mom coordinated it. So this is a guy I've been in the trenches with since I think I was at his first ever series in Williamsport, high A or low A, I think it was. So I've been with this guy forever, man. So it's cool to see him have success. It's cool to see him raking in the show.
We saw him launch last year too.
Yeah, and he launched twice. Tuesday, Wednesday, he launched on both. He launched both games. So I'm excited to see him. There won't be a stream this week. Obviously, we're going to Cincy, then we're doing the 2 games this week and going to dinner with Bryson and Schwarber and those guys. But it's Zach Wheeler versus Kikuchi, and then it's Aaron Nola versus Kevin Gossman. 2 awesome pitching matchups. I will say this. 2 awesome pitching matchups. I am so excited for this series. It's always fun facing a team that you don't see that much, or I know they face them 4 times a year technically, but it's fun to see this because they come here, we go there. It's awesome, and I think Jordan Romano will be back, and so I don't think Trevor Richards will be back yet, but Jordan Romano will be back for the series. He's working his way through AAA right now, so I'm going to say a split like Alto, man. I don't know. It's like the Phillies are really good, dude. The Phillies are really, really fucking good. Same 65 and 54, pretty like half a game behind the Jays in the MLB standings. I know it doesn't matter, but this is a good team. This is a powerful team, a great team. I know Bryce Harper might be injured, I think. But this team's good. It's not going to be easy, Avery.
Yeah, split.
But yeah, you got your 2 most consistent pitchers going for the Blue Jays, though. So that's what you have going for you. I know Aaron Nola has been kind of asked this year. 4.5 ERA. Not great, Avery.
Nope.
Zach Wheeler hasn't even been that great either, actually. Actually, never mind. 3.75 ERA. He's been decent. Very good strikeout to walk ratio. Holy fuck. 155 strikeout, 25 walks. The Jays will win that game and lose the Nola game. Who are we kidding?
Yeah.
Kevin Gossman's pitching game too. Who are we fucking kidding?
Exactly, that's gonna happen, man.
Yeah, exactly what's gonna happen. But anyways, everyone, man, make sure you buy your tickets to bar night. It's going by quick. I still can't believe how many people bought tickets. I get the notifications on my email. So make sure you get them. And the next time we talk to you, we're not gonna have much to talk about. So make sure you send a lot of listener questions. It's only 2-game series. Then we'll be recorded Wednesday night. So make the most of this.
What are we doing for our week? What's dinner night?
I don't know yet because Monday they have a team dinner.
Oh, brutal.
Yeah, so it'll probably be like Tuesday, Wednesday. We'll go for dinner with them.
Okay.
Or like Tuesday. Sorry.
Tuesday would be awesome.
Yeah, Tuesday we'll go for dinner with them. But anyways, love you guys, man. Still, the support's been insane. It's been fucking crazy. Let's keep it going. We're coming down. We're buzzing. The Jays. This is crunch time. Every game means more. That's why you just loser posting everything on Twitter means more. Have ourselves a week. If the Jays split the series, they win the series. That's the mindset for this week. All right. And we'll go into Cincy, produce you guys great content, great vlog content. And we will talk to you guys on Wednesday. Prepare for the Cincy series. Text us if you're going to be there. And we'll chat on Wednesday night. Love you guys. Gate 14 forever.
We'll be right back.